Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, and today was beautiful. I mean, I can't tell you the beauty of this. I'm going to try to tell you. What's unfolding right here and right now, is exactly what we want to see. And we'll talk more about that here. So, this is my post market wrap up. Did I say I'm getting ahead of myself? Tuesday, March 5th, 2024. Okay, I don't even know where to start with this. All right, look, how about the market? All right, you all know my take on this. Let's let's cover that just a bit. I have been waiting very patiently. It's kind of hard to do, believe me. I've been telling people keep powder dry, keep powder dry, keep powder dry. You know what I've been waiting for, all of you, if you've been following this blog. I've been waiting for this market to pull back. Okay. We got a little drop today with regard to the major indices, right, Charles? Thank you. Is it enough? I would like to see this market fall, but that's not really, although this is a beautiful thing. This market has gone pretty much straight up for like what, 4 or 5 months now? No real profit taking, just up and up and up and up, record, 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 record. Market's got to fall. We need to establish a new floor. Now, the beauty of this, and I can't overstress this to you, the beauty of what we are seeing here is at the same time, Jay Gunn, you know what I'm going to say? I know you do. We had the market drop today, profit taking here. At the same time, the 10-year yield had its largest one-day drop in over a month. As a matter of fact, this has been pretty profound here. We had a 4.3 plus 10-year yield just a week ago. Right now, we're at 4.13. This is exactly how I'm getting all tingly all over here. My Lions are probably as excited as I am here about what you're seeing. This is the most perfect, most absolutely beautiful setup that you could ever want if you are someone that is seeking to buy the dip here. Okay. It's textbook. It doesn't get any better than this. All right. So, and you all get this. I know you do. Like, people are fixed. Why is the market dropping today? Why? Is it over? Is it kind of meltdown? Is it a collapse? No. The real people, what the meltdown of meltdowns is not going to begin nor end in this freak show of a stock market. It's going to begin and end in the debt market. When you see the 10-year yield dropping this way at the same time the stock market is pulling back a little bit, whoa, is that a beautiful thing? All right, absolutely freaking beautiful. I did not. Let me tell you what I did not do today. Okay. I did not. Again, I've been keeping some powder dry here, looking for an opportunity to buy more. What am I buying? I am looking to buy more JEPQ. Okay, JEPQ. I own a boatload of JEPI. All right. I'm trying to build a nice, large position. JEPQ. You understand? I like the monthly dividend. I like the cash flow. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. I want to wait a little bit because I would really like to see this market drop for more. I mean, we haven't had anything that resembles this in months. You got to get excited about it. And then again, watching the 10-year yield drop. Man, oh man, this is a beautiful thing here. Now, look, with regard to Bitcoin, let's talk about Bitcoin because I'm getting a lot. Hey, Greg, what happened? Okay, it's very simple. The market has particular points at where, like resistance and then floors. You understand? Today, clearly, Bitcoin bumped up against a resistance here and there was some profit taking. This is also a beautiful thing. Okay. As you all know, look, this space, although I sincerely believe everybody should own a little bit of this stuff here, just a little bit in your portfolio, because in my view, where cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, the mother of them all, is eventually going to go, right, Annie? Thank you. Is going to probably shock the world. Let me just say that, okay? It's such an underloved space. And look, if you look at the entire market capitalization of cryptocurrencies, it's infinitesimal compared to like the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500. It's just unbelievable how few people actually hold this stuff, own this stuff, right? That in itself to me is opportunity. It really is. But expect volatility here. I believe we just hit some type of a resistance. Okay, we came up, boom, hit resistance. You get a little bit of that, a little pullback here. What's going to happen more than likely is you're going to get a couple of bumps here. And who knows if what is likely to happen. A couple of things could go on here with regard to Bitcoin. Okay, I mean, cryptos in aggregate have done absolutely phenomenal for the most part. Some of them have yet to play out. That's the truth. But we're going to focus on Bitcoin because everybody's talking about it. All right, we bumped up against a resistance level. We pull back. We're going to probably retest that a few times. If we don't break out, we could get a big drop. We could get a big drop. Don't be scared. Do not be scared. I mean, people were telling when I came out here, all of you know, at 17,000, telling people this was like a good buying point for Bitcoin. I got laughed at. I got ridiculed. I got everything you could think about. Again, and those people sitting there sucking their thumbs right now because they were all wrong. All right, a run up to 69,000. I pulled profit at 38. I pulled only my profit at 38. What I did with that profit was buy more JEPQ. You understand? So I converted nice asset into something else. So right now I'm riding on their dime and I love it. It makes me feel old, tingly inside. You know what I mean? Anyway, so let's see what happens here. Either we're going to have a big drop, which would be an astonishing buying point in my view, or we're going to break out. Now, if we break out with Bitcoin here, we should expect a breakout, a pullback to a new floor, and then we need to see that maintained for a while, and then we'll go higher. You see, this whole thing is so easy. You don't need that much understanding of how cash moves through assets, through the markets to beat it. Understand? Anyway, so that's the story with the stock market today, and I'm telling you, it's freaking orgasmic to me, to my lions out here. It's exactly what we want to see. What do we know is going to happen? Debt is going to hyperinflate. We're already there. And I mean, we there's not even a word for where we are going here moving forward. And that is going to provide a lot of fuel for markets to move higher during the selection cycle. There will be no election. Okay, I keep getting election questions. There's not going to be an election. This is a selection. You understand that? I already told you where I believe it's going right now. Could it change? We will certainly see as we move forward. Whatever, it don't matter. While we're on that topic, I want to read something to you that I wrote. And I want to see how many of you actually understand this. This is in your inbox, okay, right now. If you subscribe to my free newsletter, link below. Beware of this. Listen for a moment, okay? A presidential candidate who is trying to sell you on a lower tax rate or lower bond yields, which surely and certainly do sound very good on paper, is also telling you, they're also telling you that he will be making the Fed that much stronger. All it means is the United States is going to run bigger debts and deficits. And as you all know, if you're following this blog, how do we continuously run these things without the whole system collapsing? Because the Federal Reserve makes up the difference. And they're more than happy to lend. So when a presidential candidate is telling you, oh, I'm going to cut rates. Oh, I'm going to lower bond yields. You're listening to a person that is telling you as directly as they can, they're going to make the Federal Reserve much stronger than they are. This must stop. Now, I go on to say, now tell me again which entity makes up the difference with ballooning debts and deficits and is more than happy to lend. Yes, it's the Federal Reserve. And then we lose. You see what I wrote there? We lose. The Fed gets stronger. What we need, let me explain this to you, okay? We need someone who has the guts to say enough, to say we must stop the Federal Reserve in this case. And we're going to stick with the Fed for a moment because we could create, if we had one person strong enough and a people that weren't look for an instant, everyone wants an instant fix. Everyone wants that that moment of orgasm. You know what I'm talking about? That euphoria. Everyone wants it. Everyone loves that moment. And then you got to deal with the after effects. You understand? Sure, as I said, lowering taxes sounds fantastic. Lowering bond yields, cutting rates sounds great too. It's a short-term fix that will look good and maybe feel good for a little bit of time. All this is going to do is enormously exacerbate the underlying issue. And the underlying issue is if you and I are forced to live, and we will be, no matter who is selected as president, okay? Because we're already hearing what these candidates, what they're going to do, cut taxes, lower bond rates, it's great for the stock market. It's going to suck the purchasing power out of the dollar. People don't understand that. It's a temporary fix. It's going to exacerbate the underlying problem. We need to end central banking, and all we need to do is kill one. If I were running for president, I'd be straight with you. I'm going to say, people, listen, this is going to hurt what we need to do, but we need to do it in order to end this criminal organization that's got us all by the throat. We have to prevent them from issuing just $1. If we can stop the Fed from issuing $1 of debt, they collapse. You understand? They only exist because they can inflate. That is a central bank's power, their ability to issue debt, to fund wars, and this, that, and the other thing. Or stop all the wars, but then that's still, we need to stop the Federal Reserve from issuing more debt to all of us. In other words, we can't afford another nonsensical puppet behind the Resolute desk, and that's what we're going to get, no matter what, okay? You may think that I am wrong, but there is no way I am. You understand? We're already hearing it. What they're going to do here, lower the corporate tax rate. Oh, that's fantastic. Who's going to get richer off of that? Not you. We're going to lower taxes. Oh, that sounds great. How's that going to help you? Well, maybe it'll be a temporary fix and you'll feel good for a little while. The Fed's going to get stronger. So all they're going to do, they got us by the throat, and we have no recourse here. Okay, we need a person, a bunch of people that are willing to tell us the truth. Have you heard a presidential candidate explain to you who the enemy really is, what they're trying to do, why we are where we are, and this is not a comedy of errors, that this is deliberate? Has any of them told you that? No, and they won't tell you that either because they think you're an idiot. And most people, unfortunately, are. They are blind by design. You can't make this stuff up. Anyway, look, people say, hey, Greg, why do we pay taxes? Why do you think? Because if you don't do what they say, it's a method of control. If you don't do what they say, there is a price to pay for it. Again, look, you and I, unfortunately, we are forced to transact in their system. People don't want to adopt another system. They had an opportunity, and they still do with cryptocurrencies or some other system here. But we have a loving, caring politicians forcing us to participate in the central bank non-Federal Reserve. They're no more federal than Federal Express, and you know this, okay? But we are forced to participate in their system. We can't own gold. We can't own silver. Oh, maybe some candidates are saying you should have some of your portfolio. Duh. Okay. I mean, please, people. Only the most brain dead person on the earth can. I know there's a lot of gold and silver haters out there, and I guess you can hate all you want. All right. You're gonna lose if you don't have some of that stuff in your bank vault or whatever. People, you know what my take is. It's not gonna stop. Anyway, look. So we're paying taxes here because it's a method of control. Because if you don't do it, it ain't gonna be pretty for you. I can tell you right now. And again, look, think about this. The system that they have created. You realize that all those dollar bills that you work for one thing: the privilege to borrow those dollars. You don't own them; they're owned by the issuing central bank. In this case, the Fed, and they're owed back to the issuing central bank, in this case, the Federal Reserve, plus interest they make out of nothing. Imagine being a central banker. Really, imagine that. And what they're doing, what they have done to us, and what they have in store for us. It's just beyond belief, people. This is turning into a slave planet, period. And the worst part of it is people are willing to do it. They're sacrificing everything so they can live in a shotgun shack somewhere and be taken care of from cradle to grave. You and I are unique here. You understand? And you and I also recognize opportunity. Remember I was telling you edge. What edge is when you're sitting in a room full of Wall Street people like me, okay, and you hear this word getting tossed around, edge. What are they talking about? What are they talking about here? Information. And being able to put that information together in a way, well, that benefits you. You understand? It ain't hard. It's not hard to understand this entire system. It's not hard to understand the puppets. What a choice we have here. Do we have any choice? No, we don't. That's number one. Number two is, what do we got? We got two wings of the same freaking bird, both promising the same freaking things here, and all they're going to do is make the Federal Reserve even stronger than they are. I tell you, people are in for a rude awakening here, man. A rude awakening. Now, look, you and I, again, I want to bring something to you. I want a couple of things to your attention here. So let's start off with this. This is a headline from Market Watch. I wrote something here. I'm not going to show you what it is for a second. Read that. You see the headline? 9 largest U.S. banks can handle their problematic exposure to real estate. Now I'm going to show you. How would you read this? How do you read that 9 largest of the largest banks? They're all good. What about the rest? Okay, that's the first thing that popped into my head. And let me tell you something about this 9 here. This is a number they conjured out of nothing, because this is a black hole that you and I have been speaking about for quite a long time right now. 9, this number is, like I said, they just made it up out of nothing. There are some major banks that are going to weather this, okay? But let's show you another headline here real quick. So remember this, 9. Now, this is what they're doing. They're setting it up. Another headline, Market Watch. Post-Silicon Valley Bank regulators are still not aggressive enough. So they're already setting up this. There's going to be multiple failures. You and I have spoken about this over and over and over again. Imagine you're shocked when you saw this headline. You must have been blown away right now. Look, let me explain this to you, okay? Not only do you and I actually have their playbook, we're reading it. We know how to interpret their playbook. That's what gives us our strength. That's what gives us our power. It's edge. You understand? Michelle, wow. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. So anyway, 2 interesting things. You got 9. Okay, what about the rest? Like I told you, this number's fake anyway. And then this. They're setting it up. What you and I do know is there is going to be a major consolidation of institutions. There's going to be a lot more failures of these smaller institutions. They're already setting it up, and they're letting you know who's at fault. It's going to be the regulators. It's not the Federal Reserve, because the Federal Reserve, you have to understand, they walk on water. They're sent from heaven. They have angel wings on their back. They only have your best interest in mind. You know that. Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's what we have. Our prospective presidents right now wanting to empower the Federal Reserve even more than they are. Okay, they don't work for you. You might love them, and you think that they're looking out for you because they're God sent. No. Okay, we've been warned. Okay, many times about false prophets. Maybe you guys should I don't know, man, change your tune a little bit. Anyway, so look, people, this is nothing. I think that you and I don't know already. We are so far ahead of the curve on everything. It's frankly, it's a beautiful place to be in. I don't know what else to tell you. And I am working my hardest. All of us together. Okay, this is not just me. Okay, I might be like the daddy of this family here, this worldwide phenomenon that's going on here. Because that's what this is here. I'm being honest with you. You and I have been ripping the face off of this thing for quite a long time. And it's not going to stop because, again, we know who our enemy is. We know what they want. And we know who their spokespeople are. That's the truth. This is not the United States of America. If you believe that you're living in a free nation, well, then I think you're sincerely deluded here. This is not the United States that I grew up with. Most of you probably not either. We are in a transition mode here to some other entity. Again, it's central banks who run the entire world. They run the economy. They run the markets, the system. They control the flow of information, everything. Whatever else they want to throw at you, It's the same as if you're watching a sitcom or it's not real. You understand? Reality is what you know in your heart and gut to be true. And I say things sometimes that may seem a little out there, but if you listen to this and let it sink in, you know, it's kind of hard to deny that what I'm saying isn't true. Anyway, people, look, what else can I tell you? I think we pretty much covered this whole lovely thing. Is there anything all of you want to talk about before we call it quits here for the day? I love all of you so much. You sit here and you listen to me go crazy, and I'm a passionate guy, and this stuff, it just gets to me from time to time because it's so simple to understand. It really is, and it. I don't know what else to say. Again, I'm preaching. I'm preaching to the choir. Axiom, dude. I would love to, bro. I am so stretched to the max, man. I don't know what else I can do here. Anyway, do you guys and girls, like I said, want to address anything specific here before we? I hope. Look, with regard to the market, no one knows this better than you. With regard to what's happening now with Bitcoin and crypto and what's been going on for a really long time, again, nobody has a better perspective on this than you do. You've watched this play out, everything that we've said. Exactly. And you're going to see this again. You're going to see it again here. This is not rocket scientists, what we're doing here. It's just basic stuff. I mean, it really, really is. Yes, Jerome, Atticott Steel. You guys and girls, look, I love all of you. I'm going to let you go and ponder these things. And again, I want to hear from you. Tell me again, please, because I am not, look, I may be a lot older than probably most of you here, okay? That doesn't mean I'm any wiser or any smarter. I think all of you are way smarter than me. Teach me something. Tell me what I got wrong and what I got right, all right? Break it down for me. You're allowed to have an opinion, and your opinion can vary greatly from mine. It can. You're allowed to do it, all right? That's another thing, just real quick, people, before I let you go. I read through the comments and I see some people who are extremely, extremely nasty to each other, calling each other names. Look, this is a community for people who should be coming together. You understand? People are, look, we don't have to all be conformists here. Okay. That's what, if you don't conform today, well, they'll want to rip your head off. This is how we learn from each other. Nobody here really is smarter than anybody else. Everyone has a different perspective, and we can all learn from each other. We all have different experiences in life. It's a gift, and we learn more from our mistakes than from our successes. So if we can come together here and stop the hatred between each other, okay, whether you're in whatever team you think you're in, first of all, you shouldn't be any team. All right. You should be thinking for yourself. You should be taking this all in. Again, it's your edge. Understand? I think people are a lot smarter generally than we're allowed to know about. And I also think we also have what I would call, it's an intellect. It's a God-given gift, a sixth sense into things. And I know most of you here probably get what I'm saying. If you listen to that, and don't be afraid to say what's on your mind, okay? Again, without fear of retribution, because it's just stupid. If we can't talk to each other like human beings, well, then there's a problem. You know what I mean? Anyway, look, I am so out of here. I could go on and on. I love all of you from the heart, and I mean that with all I got. You guys and girls are phenomenal. I can't thank you enough for being here. I can't thank you enough for your friendship, your support, and everything else. Now, please comment, share this stuff, and get it out there. This guy will see you in the morning. All right? That's all.